Good morning. We've had a lovely time at this campsite in Icht. The people here are just lovely. They're so beautiful, so beautifully natured. But it's now time to go and do something else. So we're off to find the window of life and the first of the gorges for us. But we are notorious for getting distracted and not achieving everything that we want to achieve in a day. So see where we are by the end of the day. But first stop, the window of life. Oh my goodness.
It's the view as well. Give me the camera. I mean, look at that. That is absolutely, look at that. We've just driven up there. Mental, mental. Well, that was an epic drive down. Those hairpins are a bit steep, a bit scary. Poor old Peggy struggling. But when we stopped here, and you are going to have to excuse the swearing for a minute, look at this freaking awesome view. And this isn't even what we come to see. This is just here. This is where Claire scares her pants. Soils her pants. What? It is actually quite a long way down. We're going to a window, she said. The window of life. Didn't tell me it's all downhill.
Which means we got to walk back uphill.
It is an absolute epic. Look at that. It is absolutely wonderful. It's not quite as scary as Claire's normal caves though. 20 minutes each way. So it'll be 20 down and 45 back up.
There's a window.
It's not the window we've come to see.
But it's a window. Still got to keep going downhill for the proper one.
Are we there yet, hun?
It's there.
Oh, wow. We saw it way back there and I kind of lost it now. It's here somewhere. We thought, where is it? Walking, walking, walking.
There it is.
Wow.
Huge.
Isn't that awesome? I wonder what created that.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
It's like a weak point, isn't it?
So, we did the archway to heaven, gateway to hell.
Window of life.
Window of life. We did the window. And now we're heading to Taffrout for a day or two. But before that, Claire wants to take this journey up the valley that we've been told about. It's the, what's it called?
Ait Mansour.
Is So that's where we're heading. Right turn here onto a tiny little track. Oh, I think an Arab was having a poo there. Anyway, actually he was squat behind the sign.
Oh, was he?
Lovely, isn't it? Anyway, we've gone onto a tiny little road now, an hour and a half extra to get to Taffrout, so it's about 2 hours this way, I reckon.
Google says it's an hour and a half extra, which means it's 3 hours extra. Partially because of the road condition and partially because we have to stop every 5 minutes to take a picture.
And the way she drives.
Oh!
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine.
Yet again, we find another abandoned village. Look at it, nobody lives there. So we're on the tiniest of little roads, and in front of us was a motorhome that looked like it had got stuck. And Claire got all excited because it was a Dutch couple that we met a few days ago.
On the way to Dakar, and then we saw them again in Dakar, and now they're here. It's a small world.
Sylvia and Ralph.
Yep.
And yeah, no, it must have been 10 days ago we saw them.
Probably.
So I jumped out, I said hello, and as soon as we can stop somewhere, we're having a cup of coffee with them. Enjoying this, love?
I am actually settling into this driving the motorhome malarkey.
She's still scaring the bejesus out of me. Unlike, of course, you're at home, you're not allowed to take photographs on your camera, on your phone. She's doing that while driving these roads and trying to steer with her knee, waiting for our Dutch friends to speed up a bit. And she's going to get right behind them and then, oh, she's not this time.
No,
Yay!
she's not, because poor Peggy is not very good at hill starts.
How you doing, Peggy?
A bit of street all the way down.
Absolutely awesome driving down the bottom of the valley through the oasis, but we are still at 1200 meters above sea level. It feels really weird that we're driving on the bottom of the valley, mountains everywhere and green at this height. Crazy, crazy. We love Morocco. The Ait Mansour Gorge is just over 30 miles long and all of the roads are narrow, windy and twisted just like this one here. It took just over 2 hours to get from end to end and we didn't see a single car coming towards us luckily. Trying to pass somebody on this would have been a nightmare. We've just come off the road to see a dam. It's dry. they have got the biggest drought they've ever had here, so everything is dry apart from the odd little oasis. But yeah, I saw this on Google Maps. I thought, let's go and have a look. So up the dam we go.
Curious to see if there's any water the other side of it.
So as you can see, the weir here is quite high. There it is, and the level of the water is got to be 50 or 80 feet before it even gets to here, and then they measure the height from here. But I love the echo. Echo! So Peggy is on a bit of a slant. Claire's going to have to reverse back slowly and then turn here. I think I might just watch her, it'll be easier. So after the excitement of me going to see a waterfall, Claire wants to go and see a painted rock or two. I don't know why. I'm sure we'll see in a minute. The road, however, is quite interesting. She hasn't wanted to be drive all day. She's enjoyed it too much.
It's good fun, this.
Apparently, just because a 4x4 came here, apparently our two-wheel Peggy's all right.
She's getting shaken to pieces.
Well, we got here, we nearly got stuck. Two-wheel, Emerald four-wheel, we got here in two-wheel, and now we get out of the way. Oh, the girl did good. Little bit of a burnout.
Only a little bit. I found the path eventually on the third go. The third go, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah. I love
So
it.
it's very, very soft sand here. Not really due for a 2x2, but you needed a bit of a more run up and a bit more. That's the problem, is you can't stop here.
Can't stop.
The things you have to do to get the perfect shot. Quite a big bump.
We found some blue rocks. These painted rocks were done in 1984. They took 3 months to do, and it was done by the Belgian artist John Duram. It was done in memory of his wife. It took 3 months, 18 tons of paint, and the fire department helped him. They're dotted around all over the place. This is one of the bigger clumps. There's another fairly big clump behind Peggy, you might not be able to see. And then the odd one, like the blue, pink and yellow up on the top there.
Claire likes a pink knob. I suppose this is art, and art is to everybody's own personal tastes. I'm not really sure what to make of it yet. What do you think? It's brought us to an incredible place. The views are spectacular, and the drive was fun. We'd never have come here otherwise. So in that respect, art has worked for us. Do I like a load of blue rocks? Well, yeah, interesting, I don't know. There's all sorts of colours. Red, blue, yellow, and down the bottom there's a couple of black ones. Some people say these are a work of art. Others say it's a blot to the landscape and graffiti and destroying nature. What do you think? Tell us below. So from the rocks to the campsite, is a straight line on this road here. As you can see, it's a little bit bumpy, and the average speed Clare is doing is about 10 miles an hour. The alternative was to go all the way back to the main road, take a left into Taffrout, left, and all the way back. So you'd have done 2 and a bit sides of a triangle, whereas this is the short bit. As you can see, the road is pretty rough.
Washboard.
As you've seen for the last about 10 minutes of this video, driving through the oasis, off-roading, going to see the rocks, and then going to the campsite, all of the fun off-road driving Claire's done today. She said to me 4 hours ago, half an hour, it's your turn. She hasn't let me drive yet. I don't know why. I think she's enjoying herself way too much. Tomorrow, or the day after, whenever we finally leave this campsite, she'll say to me, you can drive, and they'll be on a bloody motorway for 6 hours, and then she'll say, oh, well, you can do all 6 hours if you like. She said to me, 1.5 hours each, we'll have fun and do this. No, not today.
Excuse me. I have offered several times for him to drive.
No, no, no.
Oh yes, I have. I have offered, but he's chickened out. That's what it is he's chickened out of doing the tough driving. He wants all the easy driving. So he's actually going to say it's motorway today. Don't you worry, honey. You sit there and catch up on social media, and I'll do the driving. That's what'll happen.
One of the reasons we picked this campsite after seeing the rocks was there's a geocache here, and it's only 200 metres from our motorhome. So Peggy sat right there behind me. We had a quick wander over. It's only 200 metres, and Claire says it's up on the hill. There's apparently a picture of a gazelle that's been etched into the rocks millions of years ago, or probably in the 1930s or 40s. Who knows? There's so many differing answers and reasons why these were done. Anyway, there's a geocache here. Let's go get it.
It's a petroglyph, and it's a couple of thousand years old.
So it could be a million. They could have done it in the 30s. Who knows? It's a bit of a hike up the hill, but not very far. And there's the gazelle. And what I'll also do is put a picture of the gazelle we actually saw for real that Claire found as we drove up to the rocks yesterday.
One of us has got to climb up there.
Oh, is that up there, is it?
Yeah.
Well, if you go to the right,
Yeah.
there's a ramp. And looking at that, that looks like he's having a wee to me. I'll zoom in on it.
Who's having a wee? The gazelle?
The gazelle. I don't think it's anywhere near as old as you make out, love.
There's a ramp there, he said. That was until he got there and actually saw it's not walkable.
We found it!
Luckily, the geocache was at the bottom, not at the top where I thought it was. Otherwise, he would have been climbing up it.
And a pen. Let's get this signed.
Cool. And that is Van Life Valley. So many campsites, and they're all huge. But isn't it stunning?
We've come up from the campsite just to have a look at the scenery, and behind the hill behind us is this abandoned village. Well, it looks abandoned to me. Claire thinks people live there. Some of them actually do look relatively tidy, so that's not even on the map. I'm sure it's just part of Taffrout, but it's not on the map. Wow. If you can see that house with the blue door, they've actually built it around a huge rock. A little bit like that place in Spain where they built it under the cliffs. This looks like a house built around a rock. Oh, I suppose it saves building the back wall. Although this isn't an official campsite, as they say, this is a place known as the Palmery, and you can see why, with all the palm trees. Even though it's not an official campsite, a man comes round from, we think, the local town and takes 15 dirhams off you, which is about £1.30. There aren't any water taps or waste disposal here, But a man comes around with an IBC every day and fills up your water. The butcher comes, apparently, we haven't seen him yet. The baker comes, we've bought bread and cakes off him and honey. We had a guy selling propane gas and somebody coming trying to paint our motorhome. We've already had that done, as you've seen. But for £1.30 a night, it's not exactly wild camping. It's as near as you can get to it. Oh, and there's a geocache just there. We did that one yesterday. But the view is stunning. I think if you come here and it's rammed full of people, it'll be a nightmare. But I think there's only about a couple of dozen here. It must be 4 or 5 acres, maybe more. But look at that view.
We're going for an evening stroll. Gonna go into town, see what's about now that the sun's calming down a little bit.
Gotta find a craft bar for a beer.
Oh no, we're not. Wrong country, wrong town, wrong month. But look at these mountains behind us. It's a very bright light up there. It's a gorgeous stroll. Let's see what we can find in town. We've just been pulled into a tourist artisan shop. And there were some beautiful things in there. The rugs in there were amazing. We've been here for over a month and we've managed to avoid all rug shops so far. But we got taken in, shown things. There was a marriage one that somebody makes when they get engaged to present to their husband on the marriage day.
He's coming now.
Ceremonial things, all sorts. And it was very interesting, and you have a price in your head before you go in, as kind of what you would spend on something, and that was vastly out of our price range. We didn't want to insult him. We know there's a tourist price on top of these things, we fully understand that, but €750 for a carpet that would just about cover underneath our coffee table in our living room when we had one. No.
Taffrout was a lovely little town to mooch around for a couple of hours. We'll definitely come back and see more, but for now it's time for dinner. Claire's got a lemon tagine with chips. It looks like chicken and chips in a tagine. And I've got a stew with vegetables and prunes and almonds and all the stuff she hates. So I might have got a better bit there. This tagine is so hot, they take readings from volcanoes for it. It is nuclear hot. I've never had anything so bloody hot in my life.
He just dropped a bit and it burnt his leg.
Ow. So that was 2 tagines, 2 juices, bread, water, starter and a salad, 162 dirham, which is about 12 quid. Not bad. Huh? Now we've got to walk back in the dark because we're a little bit later. Claire did say let's take a talk to you and don't be so stupid. We're going to walk in the dark.
Yeah, that's all right. I come from the countryside, I can cope with that.
Country girl, who are?
Who are? We're out on the main road going through Taffrout now. There's lots of palm trees, it's very pretty, it's very pristine. This is much more what we were expecting from the tourist side. But this is the main road going through the town, from another town that way to a town that way. There's nothing here, there's nothing driving, which shows that even the locals don't drive at night.
The other thing that we've noticed about Morocco in general, especially all the little towns, is just how clean they are. There's nothing on the roads. It is spotlessly clean. You will find crap in the countryside everywhere, but the towns, they make such an effort to keep beautifully clean. It is fantastic. It's way cleaner than anywhere else in Europe. There you go. There's nothing better than having dinner, walking home in the dark, to having a little fire, sat watching the stars above. The fire is glorious. Morning.
Morning.
So this morning we're leaving Taffrout. It is a glorious hot day. It's only 9 o'clock and you can feel the sun burning already. It's lovely and quiet. And Claire's got a little job to do.
He's finally let me put another sticker on her. Morocco. It's not all of Morocco on that sticker, which is a shame. We will make sure we get a better one as well, but yeah, Morocco.
Right, let's get the van packed up and get our asses moving. The video just does not show how immense this place is. Look at it, it is absolutely huge. It's all a little bit, well, misty, hazy, but are just incredible. And we're going over those mountains to our next stop. Join us on our next episode as we head to Marrakesh to pick up our friend Angela, who's going to join us for a few days, and from there we're going straight to the Tizi and Tez Pass.